Mike Owens and Inside Fighting here, joined today by Marcus Buchecha, who returns to Action 1 at 169. Marcus, great to sit down and chat for the first time. How things are you today?
I'm very good. How about yourself?
I'm very well, thank you for giving me some of your time. How are your emotions ahead of your return?
Good, just happy to be able to do what I do. So finally, after a long wait, after a long time, so really excited to go to work again.
Was there a particular reason for the layoff since the last fight? Was it injury based, or why have we not seen you in the cage in such a long time?
That's the kind of answer that I can't say. I was ready, I was waiting, but it wasn't up to me. The long time wasn't up to me. I was waiting for the call. So that's that blame is not on me.
Let's quickly talk on the last fight before we talk about the next. Your last fight was obviously against Reug Reug, Oumar Kane, who'll be fighting for the world title the same night against you, the same night as you, I should say. How do you reflect on that fight, and what were the key lessons or key takeaways that you feel you can take from that?
Yeah, of course, I did some mistakes and I paid the price. I paid the price in the fight. I got out of the strategy, and unfortunately, the result wasn't what I expected. But overall, it was a lesson learned. I I learned from my mistakes. All my life I did, and this time wasn't different. So I fought 3 rounds, was a tough fight, got good positions, got bad positions, and I managed to keep working until the end of the fight. Didn't get the win. It is what it is, but for sure, it was a good lesson learned.
You have an impeccable record across your BJJ career, and then obviously this was your first loss in an MMA sense. We often hear this phrase, you either win or you learn. So what did you learn, or what are kind of the key things that you can take away from that fight and apply into the next?
Yeah, I mean, thank God I never was like this kind of guy that I know I need to have the perfect record and this
Mm.
kind of like crap that people talk about days like, oh, perfect record. Of course, I didn't want to win, but I lost so many times in my jiu-jitsu career, and that made me who I am. I think I exposed myself, I put myself in the spot so many times when I shouldn't. And that's why I did what nobody ever done in the sport. I got most wins. Not because I was hiding myself because behind my medals, I wasn't hide. And MMA is the same thing. Unfortunately, that's not gonna be the first, maybe not the last fight they're gonna lose a fight. And I'm not intended to keep it like hiding myself behind my titles. And I always put myself in a spot. I fight against great guys, tough guys. I don't care. I fight against anyone. That's what I tell the organization all the time. I'll fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm fighting against a tough opponent in the across the globe, other side of the world, and they gave me the date. So I'm just keeping my promise. Fighting anyone, anywhere, anytime. That's what I do. I'm a fighter. I'm just
100%.
glad to have the opportunity to do what I do.
We'll be back to the video in just a second, but first, the summer is unfortunately over. The weather is getting colder, but the action just keeps getting hotter, and the NBA season is finally back. And Inside Fighting is happy to announce that we have once again partnered up with our friends over at DraftKings to bring you guys another amazing offer. Where right now, if you're a new DraftKings customer, go download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, bet $5, and you'll receive $200 of bonus bets instantly by using our promo code Inside Fighting when you sign up. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, do not worry. Just go play DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. Get in on the action there. Again, new DraftKings customers who bet $5 will receive $200 of bonus bets instantly just by using promo code Inside Fighting only at the DraftKings Sportsbook app.
Well, let's talk about the next fight. As I mentioned, next Friday night you'll be facing Amir Aliakbari. Give me your scouting report on your next opponent, what you think he does well, maybe areas that you're looking to exploit.
Yeah, no, for sure. He's a tough guy. He has the wrestling background. He is former world champion, so that's for a reason, 100%. And it's gonna be a really interesting fight for the audience, for the public to watch. A duel again of martial arts, two grapplers. I'm representing Jiu-Jitsu. He's representing wrestling, so it's gonna be really interesting for the fans to watch a good clash of heavyweights grapplers fighting. So it's gonna be exciting for sure.
We obviously know your credentials in a BJJ sense. We know his credentials in a traditional wrestling sense. I think we know where you want the fight to take place. I guess the question is, do you think your opponent will want to take you to the ground, or could we see, in the way that we sometimes see in grappler versus grappler fights, it be a stand-up battle instead?
Be honest, if I have to keep the fight on the feet, I'll keep it.
Mm.
If I have to box, I box. If I have to strike, I'll strike. If I take him down, awesome. If he takes me down, awesome too. I don't mind to be with my back on the mat. So I'm comfortable playing on top, playing on bottom, on the ground. So I'm really comfortable to fight anywhere. I'm not the kind of guy that just need to strike. The last fight I fought in every situation. I fought on top, I fought on bottom. We exchanged like strikings for like a long time. So I wanna be like a complete fighter. So for that, I need to be comfortable in any area
Mm.
of the fight can go, where the fight can go.
I like to ask this question to a lot of my guests, and I like to ask them what they feel they do better than anybody else in their division. I think asking you that question might be a little bit too simple because you might just say Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I guess what part of MMA, BJJ do you feel like you do better than anybody else? What do you feel are the key attributes that you have from your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in an MMA setting?
Yeah, I think my jiu-jitsu for sure is better than anyone in the division because uh, I think I have credentials to say that,
Mm.
and I'm not afraid to put myself in the spot. So I'll try anything. I don't care. A lot of guys they hold back too much, and I don't care. I just do it. I don't hesitate,
Mm.
and I think that's my best thing.
Um, your last opponent, as you mentioned, Oumar Kane, will fight for the world title against Anatoly Malhkykin the same night as you. Do you feel like a win next Friday night guarantees you a spot at the winner of the title fight, or do you feel like there will be more work more work needed to be done?
Being honest, I don't think about that. I
Mm.
just think one day, one step at a time. So right now, my focus is like 100% on my next fight, which I'm training for. So after the fight, then I start setting goals and setting my next plans for my life and my career.
Mm. How do you
Now my
see?
focus,
Sorry,
sorry.
no, sorry,
Now
go ahead.
my focus is 100% just in the fight. After that, I'll think about the next thing.
Mm. How do you see the world title fight playing out in your division, and what are the keys to victory for each man to have success?
I think Anatoly will get the victory. Being honest, he will finish the fight. He will knock Oumar out. That's what I think. Anatoly is a better fighter, better grappler, and that's how I see the fight going. I don't think, of course, it's a fight. Everybody has a chance, but Anatoly has a great cardio, great, crazy wrestling, and really good boxing. So I think it's going to be really hard for Omar to get the fight anywhere, especially because it's not going to be cage ring. To fight on the ring is like for grapplers is not the best thing. So I think that's going to be most favorable to Malhkykin.
From a grappler's perspective, how much of a difference is it fighting in the cage to fighting in the ring?
Ah, you know, if the opponent wants to like kind of be dirty, it's easier, to
Mm,
be dirty in the ropes because you can grab all the time, and sometimes in the middle of the takedown, just like a little grab gonna give you uh, a lot of advantage. You can use your arms, you can use your elbows.
mm,
So that's what happened a lot in my last fight, and so it's something that give I think more advantage to the people with the back of the ropes than the person attacking,
mm,
different of the cage. So I think if you're pushing somebody in the cage, you have the advantage. But if somebody's pushing on the rope, it's different. It's
mm,
not the same advantage.
mm.
That's what I see. It's more chance to the person like find ways to post and kind of like find a way to use the ropes better.
100%. Talking about the world title fight, there feels like there's this huge debate ongoing in the sport, a heavyweight division, and specifically who is the best heavyweight in the world. There's a lot of organizations claiming that they have the best heavyweight in the world. So, from your perspective, how would you rank, let's say, the top three or the top five heavyweights in modern day MMA? Who would you feel like would be number one, and who do you feel like would be just below that?
That's a tough one, but I think not putting Jon Jones as first one. I think it's hard.
Mm,
I think Jon Jones. I think for sure is the number one, the list. Number second, I would say between Renan, Ferreira, Problema, and Francis and Anatoly. So it's like those three guys are there. But Francis just won the fight, so I think he deserves like the to be still on the top position. After that, Renan is doing like crazy things in the
mm,
sport. He won the PFL tournament. He beat Ryan Bader, which was from Bellator, and just did the fight with Francis. So I think that he's there too, like number three and number four, Anatoly. Of course, it's hard to to put like a rank is like that, but for sure, these four guys, I think would be my four favorites for sure. Hard to pick like one, two, three, and four, but that's the four names that
Uh, I did
come to
see.
my rank.
I did see a picture on your Instagram with Jon Jones, and I think that one of the on the caption you said something about great to meet you for the first time and look forward to get some training in. Did that training session or sessions ever happen?
No, being honest, I was planning to go there to
Mm,
help him. Not yeah, to help and to kind of like train with him, but I set up my fight, so it was hard to go there
mm,
just to train because right now I need to think about my own fight. But if I didn't have the fight, I would go 100%. Yeah,
mm,
we planned that. His jiu-jitsu coach, Tusa, is my big friend. So we set up the date and everything, but then I scheduled my fight, so I couldn't go. But we planning to do the session soon. I don't know if Jon Jones is gonna fight again after this fight,
mm,
so maybe it will be a little bit harder. When we have fight, I think it's easier to plan something like that. But let's see. We never know how things work out, but it's gonna be a really interesting fight. Really excited to watch Jon Jones fight him again. For me, he's one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. So let's see. Maybe he fights again. Maybe not. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, that would be pay-per-view
Yeah.
round to watch you two roll, certainly. Um, just before we finish, I wanted to get your thoughts on one more topic, and this is slightly out of date, but since I've never had the opportunity to speak with you, I wanted to bring it up. Just your opinions on the CJ Craig Jones Invitational, CJI, and how that compared to ADCC. Did you like some of the changes involved in CJI, or are you more preferable to to ADCC?
No, for sure. I like, just for the record, I'm really good friends with Mo and with Craig Jones too. So I like both guys.
Mm.
Of course, I just don't like the drama involved,
course.
like the bad part about it. But being honest, the competition is something amazing for the sport. Imagine if you have only one option, I think it would be really bad. So if somebody say that a jiu-jitsu tournament paying $1 million per division is a bad thing for the sport, this person is crazy, So I think it's such a great thing what Craig Jones, Seth, Mitch, all these guys did for the sport. The guys behind the CGI, and I think it was amazing. Of course, I fought ADCC, and ADCC is one of the greatest events ever. I got 2 ADCC titles, so I love the history behind, but the world is changing. So if we have opportunity to have more events like CGI, it's awesome for the sport too. Especially about the prize money, I think that's the whole point of the jiu-jitsu, right? The community. Everybody wants to fight for the money. Of course, it's not the only reason, but when we have like a big paycheck in the end of the tournament, helps a lot for you to train and to go after your dreams. So overall, I think it was good.
100%. Well, Marcus, thank you so much for your time. It's great to see you back in action. Thank you for giving me some of your time. Have a great and safe rest of camp, and wish you the best of luck for the next fight.
Thank you very much, Michael. Appreciate that, man. Talk to you soon.